Is it recording? Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless Podcast. This will be for Wednesday, April 8th, middle of quarantine. As always, I'm your host, Big Irish J. And no co-host, but I have friends, guests, family pretty much with me. We have Phil Korz.
Hey, world. How are we?
I guess you can look at the camera, too, if you want.
Yeah.
We have
What's up?
Jack Galvin.
What's up?
Who's been on the... Have you been on before, Phil?
This is my first time.
Okay, Phil's first time. Jack's been on multiple times.
Yep.
And Hillary Hutson.
Hey.
And have you been... You've been on... Yeah, we did a couple...
I've been on once.
And then we did a swap cast.
No.
What?
No, just that one time, I think.
I've just been on one time.
Didn't we do a swap cast?
Nope.
I think we did.
Nope.
No, we didn't.
We did not.
I don't think we
I
did.
don't like your attitude right now,
I
Hillary.
think
You're
we-
off the podcast.
We've
Okay.
talked about doing a swap cast lots of times.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get here. Let me move this. I know you're going to say that's going to ruin the audio. I'm doing that just so we can all be seen, Phil. You're all right. Don't change.
No,
I know.
I'm just telling you so that you're not mad later when you listen to
They
it.
say Jay
gotcha.
all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, Jack's been on the podcast before. I wanted to have everybody on and Hillary has, Phil hasn't. But if you listen to the podcast or see any of my social media, you always hear me talking about that I'm in Arizona. I bounce between Arizona and Pasadena. And this is where I'm at when I'm in Arizona. I'm here at Hillary's. Hillary runs the Big Pine Comedy Festival, 40 for 40.
Cactus Comedy
Cactus.
Classic.
What
for,
else?
For now.
Yeah.
We hope.
Yeah. And and we all stay here at Hillary's.
Yep. This is a great place.
I stayed here first.
Yeah.
Jack is the original. He is the one that was here first.
The original comedian that needed a place to crash.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you and I lived together 15 years ago, too.
Yes, true.
You
true.
guys grew up together.
Yep, since
Yeah.
high school.
And Hillary, we'll talk about you first, Hillary, and then, well, actually, no,
I'm
I'll talk about how
scared.
I met Jack, and then I met you through Jack.
No.
No, you
That's
met.
not how you met
You knew
us.
Hillary first.
What?
Yeah. Casey referred you to me, and I reached out to you about Big Pine. That's how we met first.
I thought it was our first time meeting was at House of Comedy when Jack brought you up.
No, I met Casey introduced us first.
Maybe met in person. I
Yeah, the
may
first time we met
probably
in
met you in
person.
Okay,
person
that's what I
first,
meant,
but
yeah.
she had talked to you on the phone multiple times. I think right before you we got sick.
Oh.
And then, because I was like, oh, man, this guy's really sick. And she's like, oh, I was talking to him, like, right before, I think, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, and I never met you then. But I met
Okay.
you,
Jay
like, right
doesn't
after
remember
that.
any of this.
Well, I'm more. I just remember your beauty meeting in person.
Oh, gosh.
Fucking like
Here
that,
we
like
go.
that.
What did you think when you
Here
met me,
we
though?
go.
That's how you. I mean, can you argue with that, Hill?
You can't. You really can't.
I mean, on a day like today, I'll just take the compliment.
And then Jack, we went. I mean, Jack. You know, if you've heard the podcast, Jack, we did a run through Boston. We did a run through Canada.
Yep.
We did a few runs. Skyline, Wisconsin.
Skyline,
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
or
Great.
I don't even know if that's the city. Appleton.
Appleton.
Yeah.
That's right, Appleton. Which that was a weird weekend.
Was it?
We flew in. We had to get a car,
Oh, yeah.
rent a car, drive 2 hours, and I mean it was a long few days.
Yeah, but the club was great.
The
And
club was
staff.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was just the way we got there was a little insane. No, the club's amazing.
And now,
One of my favorite
Phil,
clubs.
Yes.
how did you? Again, I'm the last one out of the crew that started staying here. How did
I meet
you?
I met you in the living room.
No.
I'm like,
How did
welcome
you? How did you get to know Hillary and end up staying here?
I was one of the comedians selected to be performing in 2017. I was able to be there for a day.
Year one, right?
Year two.
Our year one.
Yeah. And so I left. I loved the festival. I felt great, and I wanted to just make videos for him. So I was talking to Hillary via Facebook, I believe, and I was like, hey, how can I like volunteer more? And she was like, well, maybe we can have you come out this year as like production staff. So then I was like, I'm gonna make some videos.
Where were you living at the time?
I was in
We were
Delaware.
in
I
New
was in
York.
New York, and then I went to Delaware for like a month.
And you're from Delaware.
I'm from Delaware
Gotcha.
originally. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
And
so
he was just this. We were like, he's this cute guy.
no.
that's
Don't talk
doing
about me. Talk
push-ups.
about Phil.
he had this video doing push-ups, and
Okay,
The
well,
clown,
somebody-
and
the
Jack
clown,
was
with the
like-
clown nose on.
and Jack was like, "Oh well, of course he's gonna."
Well, I remember seeing it. I remember it popping up, and
We all
Hillary's
talked
like,
about it.
Did you see this video? And I'm like, yeah. Who is this?
Who
Who's
is
guy?
this
Because
guy?
I didn't meet Phil
Yeah.
at the first. I didn't see you that
Nope.
day you were there. I never met you. It was chaos. But and then I remember, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. I'm like, we have a good-looking
Right.
young person that wants to promote our.
Well, and
okay,
so
okay.
Phil called, and so we have a policy at the festival and just through Broken Drift that I don't usually talk to comedians on the phone or in person.
It's that royalty
and-
thing, right?
No, not at all. No, but
Come on, have some fun.
No,
Laugh it up.
But I've had issues with some people. So, the gentlemen in our production team have been kind enough to provide a buffer between myself and people that I don't know. And so Phil kept calling, wanting to volunteer for the festival, and so finally Jack called him back.
Yeah, but I remember I met Jack for the first time. He gave me the best hug I've ever gotten in my life, and I was like, "Wow, this is it feels right." I don't even know.
Feels
how it
right.
feel. I just want to stay in Arizona.
And I should mention to anybody watching this, I just said the date, and I know people might be like, "Oh, you guys are supposed to be social distancing." We
live-
literally,
Yeah.
we all are. I flew back here from Boston March 17th, St. Patty's Day, and have not gone out. I think I've gone out of the house twice since then,
Yeah.
and it was both to go to the Walgreens to get.
Yeah.
And
some
we,
stuff.
the three of us, haven't left this house since March 12th.
Yeah.
So even longer.
So,
March
yes.
12th.
March 12th. March 12th.
Yeah, so we're not social distancing amongst ourselves, obviously, with the 6-foot rule, but we also aren't allowing anybody else to come in because we all know, as of right now, we're all good.
Right. I mean,
You
you
know?
have been, though, like, because we take care of my parents. My parents are in their 70s, and so we take care of them. And so even when we went over there, you did social distance 6 feet from them. You didn't really, I mean, you bumped elbows, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's it.
That's what I've taught your kids.
I have noticed
the elbow
when my
bump.
mom's over, you do, like, keep your distance because
Yeah.
you're like, we don't technically live together, so.
Well, I have a special spot in my heart for old people, you know.
Aw.
Well, 'cause
And
I was
puppies.
raised- yeah.
Raised by his
And puppies.
I was
grandparents.
raised by my grandparents, so it's like and my mom has pneumonia, but they don't know. I guess she had symptoms similar to corona, but they did an X-ray of her chest, and the pneumonia she has is not the kind that comes with corona. Usually, they didn't give her a test, but she's also on the upswing. But she's like 83.
Wow.
So what's crazy is I thought my dad would be the one to worry about, and he still can, because he lives alone and he has no tech savvy whatsoever. He just was bragging to me how he got a new flip phone. But so anyway, so you were saying you wanted to help with the festival.
Yes.
So yeah, he kept making those videos the whole year. He never came to in town or anything. He just would every month make a couple videos and promote Big Pine, and we're just like, this is amazing. I mean, this is someone on the East Coast
I love the
dropping
festival.
stuff, and it was great. And then you came to the festival.
He-
I remember you pulled up
Yeah.
in your little was it a
Little, like,
white
Prius
or something
Yeah,
like that.
some Tiny
and
car.
bumping his Christian music. Oh yeah,
Christian
oh, yeah.
rock.
He loves his
like-
Christian
yeah, I
music.
like
And
the
then he gets
Christian
there,
DC
and
talk.
he
Yeah, you know.
I love DC.
and he
Talk.
helps with the he helps with the festival. And then did you stay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he stayed with us at the house.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then he was
Showed
like,
up late to a meeting.
yeah.
here.
And then he stayed for like a week because he was hanging out with
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
that
Well,
that one
Anyway.
I
nanny.
guess
that-
you weren't listening to
Anyway.
Christian rock then.
Yeah.
he was hanging out with that one nanny whose name we won't mention.
Christian rock in
But
that
he,
bed.
when he was here, he was like, I would come out here, and I was like, why would you move out here? I'm trying to
I was
get
like,
out of here.
I don't know.
And he's like, well, I want to like be a part of your team, and I was like, okay.
Okay.
So then I felt responsible for him because you've met him, but he has like no plan.
Yeah.
So I was
Zero.
like, why don't you move in and you can like help with the kids, whatever. And it's worked. And now it's almost 2 years.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Yep.
I thought I had bets with all the other producers that it was probably gonna be 3 weeks tops that I would make it. I would have to like look at Hillary and be like, listen, I'm sorry, like I'm sorry.
You thought you were going to be the one that was going to walk away?
No. That, like
You
she
thought
probably
that she was
like
gonna boo
I
you.
would just get the looks and be
Oh,
like, no, it's time to go.
He thought we were gonna kick him out.
Oh,
like,
and,
ooh.
and we thought he was going to leave.
That's so
every
funny.
every couple weeks, I'm like, I think he might leave.
It's
soon.
Yeah.
It's been touch and go a couple of times. There have been
Yeah, touch and go.
a couple of times where I'm like, oh, but I
Ooh,
mean,
yes.
I told
But
him
it's been
I'm
great.
not gonna throw you out.
I can't believe that. But so either way, I have an empty bag ready. Just
I
in
mean, that's
case.
not true. There probably is a list of. I do have probably a
Oh,
list
I'm
of things
sure,
in my mind
100%.
that if you do,
And
I will
I'm
throw you
aware
out.
of
But
a
you
lot
haven't done any of them yet.
of them. Good.
Yeah,
I hope I
but-
don't ever.
You have your bandana tied around the twig, ready to go.
Oh yeah, right.
Hey,
For
Phil
thumbs
is
ready.
Phil is the greatest tool to have right now in this quarantine. Not only because he's editing all the videos we're doing, but there's 2 kids, sometimes up to 4 kids in this house, and I don't want to hang out with them all day long. Hillary doesn't want to. Jay doesn't want to. But Phil not
Phil
only
does.
does, but he also wants to. And if we didn't have that, it would suck a lot more, man.
I mean, those kids are a lot of fun.
Yeah, but
s-
thank goodness that you can play with them, and not only
I'm so
do
grateful.
you, but they want you to
Oh,
too.
thank you.
So.
I appreciate that. That makes me feel loved and appreciated. That's my whole goal. I was like, I'll move out to Arizona.
Yeah, and this is
I'll take some love and tenderness,
in between, like, well, when I was working, doing weekends, was my breast stink? Is that what you moved back?
No.
I get it. I get it. But in between my weekend gigs, so I'm either here or in Pasadena, and Hillary, like, how long are you here for? All right, I'll see you when you get here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like,
You're like
let me know.
forever. I thought.
Yeah, and then Jack, talking about meeting people, which was crazy. We had known each other for roughly a year, I think, and then you found out that I was on that heckler video,
Yeah, was that in Canada or I can't remember which.
or was it at Big Sky? Was it at Big Sky?
No, it was definitely after Big Sky.
I felt like it was in a
when
van.
it was when it was just you and me, I think.
Okay.
And we were in maybe it might have been at Big Pine. I don't know. But when I started comedy, I think a lot of people when they start comedy they go down a rabbit hole on YouTube, and I was into watching like people do terrible on stage just to see what they were doing wrong. I don't know. It felt like that was the right move to make. And I would watch people do well, and then I would watch like just these disaster things happen. And this was just one that I probably watched 50 times where this big guy's on stage and a heckler jumps in, and it ends with, this guy rushing off stage because he might be fighting this other dude there. And I watched it so many times. And no, I know exactly where it was. It was when we were going to the movies.
Okay.
In Boston.
I remember we were in a car.
No, it was on the escalator.
Oh, okay.
It was on the escalator. I thought about it in the car, and then inside I was like, we were going up the escalator to the movie, and I was like, "You're that guy."
You're the same one.
He's like, "What?"
What's
I'm
yours?
like,
Do you
You're
remember
that
that?
guy.
We remember the video.
Lot of
Yeah.
lot of views. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's got like close to 700,000 views.
when
It's
I
just-
watched it had over 500.
Yeah, it's
So
that was such a crazy thing too. So that was at the 907 in. Oops, sorry, Hill. I brushed it. That was at the 907 in Renton, Washington. I don't know if I told you this story. So, do you guys know the name Dylan Avila? Have you ever heard that? Does it ring a bell at all? Okay, so
No.
Dylan Avila ran that open mic. So it was an open mic every Monday, and I'll tell my story in a second. But Dylan's story is there was a guy that would come in there, a real kind of a weird guy that would do like just offensive, not funny, just offensive stuff. He'd bring in dildos and stuff, and it got to the point where the bar, the restaurant, was like, "Hey, Dylan, we don't want that guy here." So Dylan had to tell the guy, "Hey, bro, you can't be here anymore." And the guy's like, "What? Freedom of speech, blah, blah, whatever. You can't be here." Guy came back the next week and sat in the back, and while Dylan's on stage, he comes from around the corner, whips out an aluminum bat, and hits Dylan in the head. And Dylan, obviously, he went to the hospital, and the guy got arrested, went to jail, and then Dylan has a one-man show called My Turn at Bat.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, the guy cracked his skull open.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
it was nuts. But mine, which is now so nothing, but there was a guy that would always come there, and he would always drink, and then he decided this one night he wanted to do the open mic, so he gets hammered. and then he goes up and does shitty because it's his first time, right? And then, but he kept just talking and heckling all the comics. And so I've always had a thing where, because usually if I'm at an open mic, usually I'm probably the most seasoned, or I've been doing it the longest at anybody. Yeah, well, most headliners don't go to open mics, you know, but I still do, you know.
Oh, you are always at open mics.
Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
constantly, man.
Because you love hanging with comics.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I love all of it. Yeah, so I'm there, and I'm like, if this guy says one word to me while I'm on stage, I have to be the policeman, right? So he says something, and then I start going in on him, and he punched the wall, and then he asked Dylan at the time, he's like, can I go hit him, meaning me? And Dylan's like, no. And so they after he hit the wall and put a hole through the wall, they were like, get the fuck out of here. So as he's walking out, me being the smartest, I was like, hey, good first night at the open mic, huh? And the guy goes, you want to go? And he starts walking towards me, and I'm just like laughing. Everybody grabs him, they move him out, and I was like, all right, I'm going to finish this joke, you know.
It was a great video. I love the video.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
gotta
watched
watch
it.
this
I watched
video.
it so many times.
I'll show it to you. It's so funny, too, because the comments are like split. Half of them are like, that dude on stage is huge, and then the other half is like, that guy didn't want no part of that heckler. And
right.
just like, God, you know.
But you're right, though. I mean, when I've done 10 weekends with you now, so we've seen each other's acts a lot, and I don't always stick around to watch your act. Sometimes I go outside.
I get it.
I'll smoke and
I
stuff.
wouldn't either. If
But I go on. Obviously, I go on before you, so I know what the crowd is like. And if I feel like there's a couple people in that audience
Oh, yeah.
that might get something from you, I wait. I'll be like, okay, I'm waiting because that group over there at that table is about to get
Remember
destroyed.
Skyline? Remember Skyline, the
Oh,
black dude?
Oh, dude, it was so amazing. And
What
they-
happened?
I mean,
A lot of the stuff I don't remember. You do it, and then
they got kicked out.
there was the black dude didn't.
That's right.
I think that was the other night where there was like an old dude that was like kind of center, but there was a guy to the right, literally front row black dude and his girl. And I was like, oh my God, there's a black person in Wisconsin. I was like, thank you. You are the population. And then
wow.
I forgot about that.
yeah, and I kept bantering with him, and I think I brought him on stage at one point, and it was fun, you know. It's I mean, I never go at anybody. I never start it. I always put it
Oh
that way.
no, yeah, you never start it,
Yeah.
but you just know some people are just gonna say something, and it's fun to watch you handle it.
My favorite is, I remember one lady, I made her cry, and then she was like, well, I apologize now. I apologize, will you? And I was like, no.
No.
It was
Moving on.
justified.
This
Yeah.
is what I do.
So, and Hillary, what's your thoughts on having all these gorillas staying here with you?
Nice.
That's fine. I mean, I would.
All right. Thanks,
No.
Hill.
No.
Well, it's been a good podcast.
No, I mean, I don't want to live by because Brian doesn't live here, my husband doesn't live here. I don't want to be by myself, and
Yeah.
so I do feel safer having, like, you guys are all pretty big guys. I do feel safer having like big guys in the house. What you?
No, 6'2", 6'4", 6'8".
Yeah, and you know, the back of the house is open property, and so I was like a little nervous about that because there's no like houses back there.
Yeah.
And then a lot of our neighbors don't talk or don't, you know, I only know the one neighbor. So I like it. I feel better. If there's any looting, we will be safe.
Oh, so prepped.
We've got
Yeah.
4 cars in the front too, which makes it
Just-
look like there's a lot of people there.
Oh, it
which
looks
is a
like we're
nice thing to
stacked.
have,
Yeah.
We
you
are
know?
stacked here.
Plus, I mean, we have like 5 shotguns here. Okay, here's a great question for you, Hill. Are you ready?
Wait, I gotta ask you though first.
Huh.
Oh well, you asked me. Go.
Okay, what is your favorite thing about each of us as a roommate and least favorite?
Oh, yikes. Oh, wow. This is going to hurt. It's going to sting. I already
Do
can
I
feel
have
it.
to? Is it like is this like truth or drink or something? Can I like?
No.
So what is my
You're so nice. I know you're probably like, I don't want to.
what is my favorite thing and my least favorite
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
Here we go.
I'll play, she says.
This is
Okay.
This is so not nice.
I've already cried this morning, so I hope
You
this
have?
isn't. I'm
Oh,
joking.
no.
I'm joking.
For
I'm joking.
me? For
I'm
something I
joking.
said?
I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm
This
joking.
Podcast is gonna end with someone
Yeah.
flipping it like
Joking.
I'm outta here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
Hillary. Or she tells all of us, you're out of here.
okay. I don't know who to start with?
Jay.
Yeah, you can start with me.
I like that you live here because I think that a lot of times you give me really good advice. Sometimes I don't always agree with your advice, but a lot of times if I like think about it more than I do, sometimes I'm just being stubborn. But I think that I feel like safe coming to you and asking you questions about not just like comedy stuff, but like life, parent stuff or whatever. So, and I have been super appreciative lately. You've been helping so much with the boys and like teaching them to be gentlemen, and I really appreciate that.
Trying.
So, I guess that's two things.
Okay.
This is tough
Here we
right
go.
now.
Here we go. And I would love it if you didn't even say, and the thing I dislike, you literally just go, and the thing I hate about you
is everything else.
yeah. How long is this podcast?
Sometimes I have to turn my TV on because the TV downstairs is too loud, and I don't like sleeping with my TV on because I think it like messes with my sleep. But I don't want to ask for you to turn the TV down, so I just turn my TV on.
See, this is before you don't forget your point though.
Okay.
This is why this is great, is because now I know
he doesn't know that.
Yeah. So now
I know, but I don't want to interrupt. I mean, like I don't mind.
You can shoot me a text and just be like, "Hey, can you turn that down?"
I know, but you're watching TV. It's not that.
It's your house, Hillary.
I know, but you're my guest. I'm trying to be like accommodating.
Oh,
it's weird. It's weirdly deceiving. So when you're in that room downstairs listening to TV,
quiet.
It's not very loud. But I can sometimes walk from the living room where I'm having a little hard time from the couch hearing the TV up into my room, which is all the way upstairs on the other side of the house. And if I leave my door open, I can almost hear everything word
you
for
can
word.
understand it.
It's like a tunnel or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I feel like because that area is so big,
I haven't gone.
room.
There's never been a night where I was upset, except for the other night. I texted Jack because the kids were watching TV in the one room, and you guys were watching TV downstairs, and I could
we were competing. Remember, the kids were turning the volume up because ours would get loud.
And I was trying to sleep, and I could hear both of them, and I was like, this is not. I can't. I cannot.
I yelled over to the kids. I'm like, turn it down. They're like, you turn it down too.
Why are we having this war right now? We're the adult.
The other thing is I don't need it on loud because I put the subtitles on usually so I can read everything.
I know.
He does
but
like
I just
so shoot
don't
me a
wanna
text.
bother
He does
you.
like
pushing.
Hillary, it's your house. It's your TV I'm watching.
I know, but you're my invited guest.
Oh, Hillary, you're too sweet. Okay. I can't wait to hear what you dislike. All right, now we'll go to Phil next.
Okay.
What do you love and dislike?
I love so many things about Phil. So I love his.
I mean, I got two.
I love his positive attitude. He does have down days, and he has hard times, but he usually Phil can snap out of it so quickly, and he always is so positive. And so I love that, and I appreciate so much how much you help with the kids. You really are a help with them.
Oh well, thank you. Thanks.
Don't cry, Phil.
I know. I'm holding it back. I'm holding it back.
Yeah. Like this. Start looking. It's interesting. That light, I think, needs to be fixed.
I gotta go. How long is this podcast, really?
Gosh.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Lay it on me. I've been through a lot this year, so just.
Well, the other thing too is we're learning. We can learn.
Yeah, I do appreciate the moment. In hindsight, all the times that I've had that have been struggles have been wake up moments. Have been yo, you can't be doing that when you're living with a family.
So I'm gonna say two things then.
Okay.
Are you making us all do this?
Because the one thing is you really don't do it that much anymore. But sometimes I feel like you're also my kid.
Mm-hmm.
And that is frustrating sometimes. But also, you have such stinky feet.
Oh, what? I've been spraying that spray you gave me.
You have them.
I'm running low though.
But I know. Well, it's been better since you've been doing this spray. But you do have stinky feet.
Yeah, that was the word. Oh my God! Could you imagine in an RV when we're on tour?
Yeah.
That was I had to keep my shoes in the under compartment because they were that bad. They're like, whose shoes? Oh God, Phil's shoes in here again. All right, I appreciate that.
And now Jack.
Well, I mean, Jack does everything for me. I'm very appreciative of how helpful you are.
You're welcome.
And we'll do Hillary. We'll all do Hillary.
Um,
Yeah.
something I don't like about living with you. Okay,
It's
no,
fine.
no, no.
There's
no,
plenty.
I have
There's
one.
plenty.
No,
I
have
know
one.
some about
I have
myself.
one. No, I have one.
Phil,
Okay.
or look at Jack, defensive posture, arms folded.
Yikes.
So Jack's like
My legs
much.
squirt crossed.
Jack's much. Well, not now, but before. I mean, Jack's like much taller than most people, and so if you walk around the house, there are cabinets that I can't reach in almost every room of the house, where Jack just hides his stuff because he doesn't really have. And I don't blame him. He doesn't really have like a space here that's like his room. Much like you live in like the boys' room. And so instead of like trying to fit his stuff in one room, it's just like shoved in top cabinets everywhere. And
That's good.
it's a good thing that I
need a
can't see
space.
them.
Right, you gotta put them somewhere.
I
Need a
can't see
space.
them, but whenever I like step back and see it, I'm like, oh my God.
I know. I'm like, what is this strap-on doing up here? Come on, Jack.
I didn't think anybody was going to see that.
Oh, well.
All right.
That was an easy one. She could have went with way harsher ones.
Okay, now we'll all do a positive and negative of you, Hill.
Great.
Or
Great.
do you not want it?
No, it's fine. Okay.
Does anybody
I'm
want
not
to go first? Or you
I'm
want
not
me to go first?
emotionally
You
prepared.
go first. Lead us off, man.
Okay, this will give you guys time to think because I didn't even think about it. But
I have some.
okay,
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm
He
just,
just all he has is dislike.
Here's my list here. 28 things.
sometimes I do everything.
You do everything.
Yeah, I mean, you do.
Sometimes she takes her dish and puts it in the sink, and that's really nice. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, I'm appreciative.
I have never hated you more. I hate you.
Oh man. Oh.
No, I'm very appreciative that we have. I mean, if I was anywhere else, I'm not crying because I'm crying.
Yeah.
I'm crying because I'm
Laughter.
laughing so hard. No, I think that we all have a lot of stuff right now, and we all feel very safe right now because of all the planning that you did. I mean, if I wasn't living with you, anywhere else I would live would not be as ready as we are, and that's because of you, 100%.
Thanks.
Right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree.
What do I dislike about living with you sometimes?
This totally can be a swap cast with 99 roommates. This is a great topic.
Totally could, yeah.
So okay, this will be. So this will be a swap cast. This will also be on 99 roommates.
Okay.
Swapcast.
Ooh.
Sometimes
That wasn't me.
No, I don't.
I'm trying to think about sometimes I just get mad when you don't hang out.
Your
In
voice
in
went
your-
so high.
When I'm
Dogs are
antisocial.
howling.
Sometimes you don't. We're all hanging out and you're still in your computer. Sometimes it just makes me mad.
I know.
Sometimes we just want to have your attention.
I get that. That might be my dislike. It's a pretty soft ball, but it's basically
Can't use
it's
the
us
same-
saying
you
that
can't use
we
the same
love
one.
spending time with you so much. We wish you would get off
I
your
know.
computer.
I know it's a problem. I have a hard time not working.
I can go now, or do you want to go?
Yeah, you go ahead.
I have to think of a minute for the like one, but the dislikes. No, joking. No. The thing I love about Hillary is
dislike.
Yeah.
So any of them may or may not be looking
Yeah,
for another
exactly.
place to live after this.
The next episode is 3 roommates. It's just us 3. It'll be in a box by
We're
Safeway.
down one.
No, the thing I love about Hillary, and I've told her this, is you're very sweet. Your heart, you have a very sweet heart. You're a very good person. I also like that you also though are very you have backbone. Well, no, but I think people will, that old saying, they mistake your kindness for weakness. I think probably that happens a lot. And then when you do have your backbone, people are like, whoa, because they're not expecting it. Yeah, you're a good person. You're a very nice person, and you're a sweet person. Dislike, yeah, I'm what Jack, but I mean, that's, I'm trying to think. What's the thing I dislike?
I have one that you dislike.
What?
When I'm smoking, I forget to cover my mouth when I cough.
Oh God,
you
yeah.
hate it. I know.
That's anybody
I've been
though.
trying to be so much better about it.
Yeah,
it's
when
just
she
like
smokes cigarettes.
No,
That
it's fine.
covers.
I have my card. I don't care.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was. Okay. That's anybody though, like coughing.
I
in
know,
general.
but now I'm like so conscious of it that like every time I'm like, oh.
And then I also
All it is communication.
I also feel bad like telling you to cover your mouth where I'm like, because I'll be like, cover your mouth, but then I'm like, I mean, you could just be like, it's my fucking house. I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
No, because I never even realized I was doing it. So I'm so glad you tell me because I like want to correct that behavior. So thank you.
Okay, well then we'll go with that one.
No, really.
Yeah. That is.
What about that one you told me yesterday you didn't like about me?
Oh, the one you. Oh yeah, he was like, I agree. Yeah, go ahead. What was it? All right, Philly.
Okay, so I admire you. I admire your work ethic and everything that you do. I just think it's awesome to work aside you, and sometimes it's very
Work
intimidating.
inside you.
Work aside you.
Oh, yeah. Make sure
B-side.
B-side. Yikes.
Work inside you.
Never inside.
Anyway, so
This is all of a sudden a very different podcast.
yes. No, it's just nice because
99 womb mates.
I feel like me typing a paragraph is like I'm like, dang, I did a lot, and you're like, I actually finished a book today, and I'm like, and read a book and produced 7 festivals. So and I'm like, okay,
This
well,
is why
maybe,
I live in your house.
maybe I should just do some curls because, what I would say a dislike is your ability. I don't know how to say it, your non-belief in a nap and for when other people are napping, like just are you awake? Are you awake?
Yeah.
Hey, are you awake? Are you awake? It's
You wake up. Are you awake?
Oh, you were napping? Sorry. Well, you're up now. You might as well do what I asked. Come on over here.
Hilarious.
Wake up. Who cares about your sleep?
This is great.
She just opens the door. Phil?
You up? You up?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
She
not.
comes in with
She
a
sleeping,
marching
Jack?
band.
Lights on.
Are you awake?
Mind you, a curtain is all that separates me from the world.
Police light
I
on
can
you.
hear everything. Everyone's like, "Where's Phil?" And I'm like, "I'm right here. I'm right here behind this
He's like,
curtain."
maybe they'll go looking for me. It'll take a while.
Maybe if I just be really quiet and I hide under the bed like the dog.
Or you just hear
They won't find me.
from up in her room, Phil.
Oh, I always come out and like, and I always like, for some reason, I think it just scares me to death. Like whenever Hillary,
I was asleep.
Well, yeah, like whenever she catches me sleeping, I'm like, I swear I wasn't sleeping. I wouldn't even do such a
Pops
function.
out like Kramer. He's
Yeah,
like,
like,
shh.
no way.
You just arise like vampire. Just yes, I'm awake.
No way. Why would I be sleeping, Hillary?
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine why I would do that. I'm ready for whatever you. What? Oh, you want me to take a drive
No.
somewhere? Okay, got it.
Every time you tell me you're taking a nap, I leave you alone. It's just a lot. You like nap a lot.
I don't nap a lot at all. I haven't napped this whole
Oh
quarantine.
my God. I only see him. This is honestly.
kidding
This
me?
is. If you ask me, what do you when you think of Phil? What do you think of? I would be like him sitting at the computer until the lights go dark,
Yeah,
and
so
then
everyone's
all you have
asleep.
is the light of the computer, and just
I'm like
imagine
my
his eyes
raccoon eyes,
bloodshot.
and I'm like, good night, guys.
Yeah.
That's true. No, you haven't napped
I
very
nap
much
more
lately.
than Phil.
Feels like I've just spent the last 4 hours trying to autocorrect.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
So this is good though.
No, it's okay.
This is fun.
This is good, right?
This is
Oh, and you covered your mouth.
The-
Give
I
a
think-
little bow.
the good trumped the bad, you know. So
right.
that's
Oh
a-
yeah,
that's a good
absolutely. So like that's the thing
combination.
is just like all the things. I mean, are so minor compared to like
I
what
was just
living
gonna
here
say.
is like. It's just every day. There's not a single day that I don't go to bed just super grateful that I'm here, and
gosh,
it's just
Thanks. I'm
one of
grateful
those
you
things
guys
where,
are
like,
here.
Can you
where-
imagine being somewhere else?
yeah, like so like just those are minor compared to like
Yeah.
being homeless in New York right now. I would like. Could you imagine if I was just still out there and just like
No.
I'm trying to still make it?
I don't think you'd be homeless. You'd go to your parents.
go to your
Yeah, I'll go
mom.
home.
Your
yeah.
mom and your dad take you all day
But
long.
then you do
Oh, yeah,
a
they
Sharon
want-
and Myron. And
They've been asking me every day. They're like, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so these are the people I stay with. This is my family here in Arizona, and yeah, you got Jack, Phil, and Hill. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
look at that.
Oh.
Hey.
All right, this will be, what have we been at, about 30 minutes?
34.
34:49.
God, you're so good. You know your time.
Dang.
Let's
Good middle act.
24 of that is hey, so what else is going on? Where are you guys from? Plug all your stuff. Here we'll go around this way and we'll end with the Big Pine. The Big Pine Queen, the BPQ. All right.
Okay, Phil Korz, PhilKorz.
At Phil Korz.
At Phil Korz.
All right.
Everything at Phil
Yep.
Korz.
I am at the real Jack Galvin on Instagram and Facebook, and that's all I do. And I have a website, realjackgalvin.com.
You have a website. It's pretty cool.
I'll show you.
You must be famous.
I don't know what's on there,
I'll
but
show you how to do it.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
I do. I know what's on your website.
I know you do.
Okay, so you can find all of us at brokendrift.com.
Yeah.
And or on Instagram at Broken Drift Productions. And you can also find us at Big Pine Comedy Festival.
She knows this. I'm not saying this just because she's sitting right here, but I would say top 5 comedy festival in the country easily.
Yes.
Thank
I'd
you.
probably say it's in the top 3.
Ooh,
Oh, thank you.
thank you. I don't know, but thank you.
No, okay. I'd put Big Skies up there.
Yeah,
You guys
of course.
and
Laughing Skull, Slow.
I don't know if I'd put Laughing Skull, but I've never done Laughing Skull. But do they? I don't know if I don't know.
In South by Southwest,
I don't know.
think
I
it's a
don't.
different,
Yeah, in South
different
by.
level.
I don't want to. Can we not debate what festivals on?
Okay, so you heard it here. Hillary says Big Pine is the best. All others suck. No, joking.
She would never say
I
that.
would never.
I know.
would
Hillary
actually
works
never
with all
say
the
that.
festivals. Yeah. And I'm at Big Irish J on everything. BigIrishJ.com. Dates coming up. 2024. I'll be at the.
Yeah, right.
Thanks. Give them a follow. Give them a shout out if you enjoyed the podcast, and if not, then you can tell them what you don't like about them. I don't know.
Please do.
Great. Can't
One
wait.
more thing I have to say. And Laughs Unlimited Comedy Club. Follow Laughs Unlimited.
And why do you mention that, Hillary?
Because I work there. I'm their creative director.
That's
at
right.
Laughs Unlimited Comedy Club in Sacramento, California. If you are in California when quarantine is over, please come to a show.
Old Sac. It's
Yeah.
and people if you listen to the podcast, I've said numerous things about Jen at Laughs Unlimited and Laughs Unlimited in general or in specifically. So yeah. Thanks.
And one more thing, because I know you said it before, but just if you're out there listening and you like comedians and you like people putting out cool content right now, think about helping them out and giving them some money, because all the comics out there need help and support right now. So please
True
do
that.
And everybody be safe.
Yeah.
And stay healthy.
Okay, with me, guys. Jack, you know how it ends. Bye.
I just was making sounds.
Bye.